Today I'm talking with KR, a pioneer in biomedical autism who's helped thousands of families. Welcome, KR.
Hey, thanks for having me, Emery.
Welcome to the show. So, you're the first on our new podcast, Meet the Freedom Fighters. You're the very first, and I think the best.
Aw,
Uh,
thank you.
I've followed you for many, many years, and even when you were almost impossible to follow. And I'm just so honored to have you here today.
Aw, thank you for your kind words. Thank you.
I'm not being kind. I'm being honest. You really are amazing, and you guys are going to see how amazing she is. So this video is going to be pretty short here on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube or wherever you're watching this video, we're not going to get into all the details here. We can't share all those details here. We will tell you at the end of this video and the link below, you can find out where to watch the full uncensored video. So let's get started. How did you start working with autistic children and their families?
Well, my son was diagnosed with autism in 2004, which led me on a very long journey of truth. So I started with these biomedical doctors in the United States, and there's, minimal improvement with a huge expense. Then, just seeing tens of thousands of people kind of march through these doctors' offices that then call themselves the same standard doctors. They just started to learn other approaches to treating more naturally the body, like diets and things of this nature, supplements, doing lab testing for these things. And after about 6 years of that, I was kind of at the end because I'd done every single thing possible and really didn't see any recoveries. And I prayed. And when I prayed, I got this answer, and it wasn't voices, so I'm okay. It was about something that I already had. It was very inexpensive. It was in my house already that I bought a year prior, and I started to use it. And my son, that same day that I started to use it, started saying sentences of things he'd never said before, started to look me in the eye like he hadn't seen me in 8 years. He was now 10 years old. I lost his eye contact and all of his speech, everything by the age of 2. So having him come back so quickly led me even further down that road. And of course, my son being diagnosed with autism, he was not born with autism. He was diagnosed at the age of 3.5 with autism, even though he was presenting symptoms starting after his 12th month of life. But up until that point, he was just perfect. He was spot on everything. He walked on time. He crawled on time. He had more words than his elder brother did at that same age. So to go from, a verbal child to losing all speech and eye contact and all those things but that was what led me into this whole situation. Then I became an expert because nobody else was using what I was using for my son. They weren't using it for children. It had been used only in adults. And so I learned how to use it, and then people started coming to me. And this is again like 17 years, it was 2010. So people started to find me with emails, and I had a clinic at the time, and people were coming from all over the world to the clinic. And so I started to help other people in this. And so I had to understand it better. And now, of course, 17 years I dominate it. Thank God. It's wonderful. Yesterday I was on Facebook and I saw one of my gals that recovered several years back just got her driver's license. So,
That's awesome.
it's really cool and it's really exciting to see. And, some of the families do stay in touch with me. And of course, it is normal that others go on, because the children are recovered. They don't do anything. They don't do diet. They don't do anything anymore. It's because they're recovered. It's beautiful to see. And, I wish it for the whole world. I wish that everybody would understand that censorship is a real thing.
Follow the silence, as we say, as we like to say. Yeah. And you have been silenced. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the censorship has been really bad. One day I got up and my email was gone. I used to have a Yahoo account, and that disappeared April of 19. I just got off a plane. I was going on vacation, and I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check from the plane. I look at my messages and I have no email anymore. It's just gone. And I thought, well, I'll just, I'll type in my password again. It's gone. And then I get a message from my assistant. She's like, what did you do? Did you take me off the Facebook group? I'm like, why would I do that? We had, then 60,000 people in Facebook groups in different languages. They had taken all the groups down, including like the private ones with just my mother and best friends. And then what they did was they froze the account. So everybody, even right now, you can go into Facebook and look at Karen. You can see I'm there. You can send me a private message, but I'll never get it. I cannot get into the account. So the account is frozen to me, but not to anybody, that I cannot get in there. and she's not answering me, this kind of stuff. Chase took my bank account, and that was in, I wanna say 19, they took my bank account, and the reason being, they took my credit card because they took my checking account, and they took my checking account because they took my credit card. So it was just reflective. And then I lost my PayPal account and my Amazon. My books were number 1 in health and Amazon in 2014. And
What?
and then in
Your book was number 1 in health?
it was number 1 in health and Amazon in January of 2014. And then in February, first week of February 2019, they sent me a message saying that I no longer fit their criteria and that my book was going to be taken down within 24 hours to please, get the money out of the account and all that kind of stuff. But I went online right away to just print a bunch of books so that I'd have some books. In the meantime, while I looked for a publisher, and they had frozen, I couldn't even get some. It was horrible. And I mean, I can go on. Besides Chase Bank and eBay, they also blocked. So they're blocking the
eBay?
face. Yeah, they're blocking the face and the name and the email and the social security number. So that was a bunch of stuff. And there's a long list of this. I kind of block stuff out. And I used to have it written down somewhere, but I've moved quite a bit, so I've lost some of the paperwork along the way. But the censorship is really bad. And YouTube, they took my YouTube channel. So when people, and even somebody who does an interview with me, they use my name on YouTube, they will automatically get some strikes against them.
The information's gonna get out there one way or the other. It's time. It's time.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it. So how what was that like? Like, literally losing everything. Top of Amazon.
Yeah, shocking. It's shocking because you think, well, they're always talking about like Alex Jones, or these other people who get censored, and I'm just thinking, I'm just, this person, I'm a homeopath, I'm a mom, I had biomed clinic in Latin America, I'm a presenter at many autism conferences. I'm just kind of a regular person, nothing specific, I'm not a politician. I'm not any of these kind of things. So there's no reason that this would be threatening to them, whoever that them is and their organizations. Like I'm not threatening to them. So how could this be happening? And they've always been going after the children. And I think now we're in 2026 and there's all of this. So I guess the biggest problem is if you are trying to defend the children. And so we're going back in over the centuries and the humans, and they've been giving children up for their worship to whatever their gods were at the time or whatever. So you go, gosh, to protect the children is a bad thing to the powers that be. To the average person, it's just of course you would take care of children. Of course you wouldn't harm children. Of course you would do everything within your power to give that child the best possible future. But, well, the world doesn't go like that, and I guess it was I was raised, my mom's like, "Oh, good will always win over evil." And one day, I don't know, the last 5 years, I said to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I don't think good wins over evil on this planet, in this world, you know? And the globe itself is gorgeous. The oceans, the mountains, the forests, it's the most beautiful. It's just incredibly beautiful. The animals, the flowers, the plants, everything is so beautiful. But man just does all kinds of horrible things. Man murders other men, man murders children, tortures other people based on religion, all these kind of things. So now I realize that I have to stay the course and one foot in front of the other and just believe that the right people will come into my life when it's needed and move it forward, like yourself, for example, or like some other people that you and I both know. I mean, that there's a time that it's going to happen. In the meantime, we just try to be as diligent about what we're doing as possible and not get discouraged. And yes, maybe we're not going to win. That's a very good possibility. We're not going to win, but we're going to try. And I think that if more people start trying, the possibility of winning goes up astronomically.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're trying to get the word out, and that's why we're here
Thank you.
today. And I'm excited. I'm excited because I do believe we're going to win. Because you know why I know that?
I hope so.
Because I believe in God, and He's omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. And I say that all the time, and it's true. And the evil ones have no real power, do they? They don't. They don't. They're just tricking us. But we're going to get around it. So we're going to go over to Substack. But before we do, I want to just ask. So we have to tell them the good news. We've got a class. We've got an online class. And I'm so excited. I feel like I was called to help you do this. Isaiah 6:8, my favorite scripture. Send me, Lord, send me, whatever you have. And it has not been easy for either one of us. We met on Zoom call in February, and we both, I think that's, you started crying. I didn't cry till later. I knew on some level, subconsciously, I had to be strong. I think God had me be strong for you. And I was like, "Do you have something in your eye?" And you were like, "I'm crying." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's because this is a divine appointment here, right?" And I didn't know, I just knew that I was supposed to work with you. I didn't know how I was gonna work with you, even when we got on the phone. Anyway, I've
It's a
been
legacy, Anne-Marie. It's a legacy. Like what I've been doing this for the last 23 years. And there's a lot of lies out there. And I think this is going to, and as I'm working on all of the modules and things like that, I mean, this is setting the record straight. There's so many people that came up and I mean, actually, one interview guy, his name was Jonathan, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think of this? I just put this, it's called Three Drops." I think that's the name of the video. Anyway,
I just watched that. I love
well, the books are, it's very dynamic. The world is changing. The autism, when my son was diagnosed with autism in 2004, those children are very different than the children today that are coming with the autism diagnosis because all of the toxins in our world are different, more abundant.
Are they worse? Are they worse now?
Oh, much worse.
Really?
Much worse. And of course, that schedule that they have these little children on, it's now 72 before the age of 2, because they're putting 5 to 8 into one thing at one
Mhm.
time. My children are one will be 30 and the other one will be 26 this year. And so they had, I think, 38 of these. I think the first one had 36, and the other one 38. But my youngest child is the one that was, severely affected by it.
So, well, we're gonna get into all that, and we can talk openly over on the other channel, and so we'll put the link to that at the end of this, and you can also get that down below. But before we do, we'll just say that we are launching an online class. It just so happens to be Mother's Day next week, and I think this is the biggest gift we can give to mothers.
Absolutely. They've been praying for this information. It's been kept from them because you can't find me. My books have been taken down. And even we put the books up on Amazon, they're gone within 10 days. They're just down. Can't even get them up there. We tried different names. We try different I mean, we tried everything. And you can't,
Yeah.
and people are like, well, Amazon's bad. Right. But it's the world's bookseller. So if
Right.
you want somebody to find information, where are you going to put it? In your cellar, they're not gonna find it there. People don't even go to
Yeah.
bookstores anymore, there aren't even bookstores. So while Barnes& and Noble do have mine, people are not, you have to go specifically to that bookstore and you have to go specifically looking for that person. Whereas Amazon, you just put in the word autism and bang, it used to pop up.
And what's great about doing an online class is it's videos. It's you talking to people,
Right,
which a lot of people are more comfortable with video
right,
versus reading. It's just more accessible. They're gonna have an online forum where they can talk to you.
right.
You're gonna be doing Zoom calls in person.
Right.
So
Right, exactly. It's gonna have every access that they want, however they want it. If they just want the videos, they've got it. If they just want the in-person private consultation with me so they have access to me directly, they've got that. If they just want to be part of the forums where I'm attending them every 2 weeks, they have that. And if they want it all, they can have that too.
and it's unbelievably cheap. We are doing a launch special. We haven't even talked. We'll talk after, and we might even do an extra special Mother's Day discount. We'll see.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just so cheap compared to what they would have to pay if they had to work with you ongoing, or how much money people spend on autism, working with all these specialists, trying all these different things, which, like you said, they're only actually just managing it.
Mm.
You're actually getting results. We're going to talk about that in the uncensored video. We're going to show some of the testimonials are just unbelievable. A lot of the testimony. I was crying, as I told you, when I built the landing page for the class. I was literally crying. I've never cried building a marketing landing page, like, ever. But I mean, what you're doing, you really are, I do believe God brought you here to help the whole
Yeah. Actually, yesterday I was on Facebook and I was looking at, just happened to pop up. It was really interesting. Just happened to pop up one of the children that I worked with, and the parent had posted the child just got their driver's license. And so it was, I'm looking for what they posted as far as it's right here. So they said, because I cried. And when I saw this child, because I'm friends now with the parents, and they said, God is great. 13 years ago, we could have never seen this, could we? And she's standing there with the driver's license. Thank you so much for all you've done to support our family in this crazy journey. Without you, she would not have had the chance that she had today. We literally talked about this today. You like, people are like, well, where are these families? I want to talk to them. Like, they've gone on with their lives. Like, this child now has a driver's license and is driving around the state of Florida. Or one of my other children whose mom does do some posting too, and I see photos of him. There's a few moms that I still follow on social media, and we do have some communication. But most of them, and there's thousands who've gone on. The recovery happened, the children have gone on. And one of my kids, he's going into his third year at the University of Miami. He's
Awesome.
one of my first recoveries. My other one, he had, I don't know how many different universities sought him out to give him a, what do you call it when they pay your way? They give him a full scholarship. And this is a kid who was a head-banging nonverbal child. Like, he's not only is he driving and he graduate top honors, and it's just amazing to see where these children were. I remember this other family that I worked with for probably like 3 or 4 years. He was also on the floor screaming, drooling, crying, nonverbal, the whole thing, and doing all my protocol. When I see him with his taekwondo or his band instrument or his friends or his poodle dog thing, and like, I see these families complete, or they're hiking the Grand Canyon together as a family of 4. This would have never happened if it weren't for this, and that's why, this is my mission, to keep this front and center and trying to find access, like you're giving access. So these are people that would never normally find me, and I'm just grateful to you, and I'm grateful to this movement, and of course, the movement every day is just a little bit bigger. I have to keep the faith.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get it done. All right. Well, join us over on Substack. We'll be over there, and you can come over, ask questions. I think we may also do some I want to do some live Substacks with you, Substack videos. So we'll be doing that too.
Great.
Make sure you subscribe to us over there. We have your Substack. You have a Substack. You're not doing anything
I
with
don't know
it,
how to use it.
but we will give everyone your Substack as well, and mine, and that way they'll be able to start following us and watch you live over there when you start doing lives over there.
Cool.
I think you're going to have tons and tons of people interviewing you about this class, and
Cool. I look forward to it.
yeah, let's head over.
Thanks.
And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.